Hey YouTube, how's it going? Mike the Manic Geek here after an unfortunately long hiatus due to struggles with two of the three computers in my house. But now that that's all said and done, I can now get back to regularly making videos for you guys. And I wanted to start off by easing into things with an overview of what I feel is kind of an unsung hero in the case fan world, and that is the BitFenix Spectre Pro fan. Now, on hand today, I have the black and white non-LED variant of the fan in both 120 and 140 millimeter variants. You can find these on Newegg for anywhere from $13 to $15 per fan, which makes them a really strong value given the current market and what's available. Especially considering what you can do with these fans. Given the specs on them, they have enough static pressure that they can act as a decent radiator fan for you. But if you're just using them as a case fan, they also have the potential to offer up a pretty strong amount of airflow. So really, you can do a whole lot with these fans. But the main thing that I want to focus on here, and the thing that I think a lot of people tend to miss out on, is the design of the product. So I'm going to go over this real quick with you guys, show you guys what comes in the box here, and really touch on what makes these fans truly unique. So once we get into the box of the fans, we see that we get the fan itself, we also get some case screws, we get some vibration damping rivets, and we also get a Molex connector. Now, the Molex connector that comes with these fans is actually a low noise adapter that, instead of providing full 12 volt power to the fan, provides 7 volt power instead to get the RPMs down a little bit and get them nice and quiet in your system. Now, at first, most people would assume that this is just direct Molex power, but because of how it's pinned out, it's actually supplying less power than what you would normally get for a fan. And it cleans up the cables on the inside of your case and actually gives you a reason to use those Molex connectors on your power supply, since those have largely gone out of vogue. I might have liked to see a different implementation of this, maybe a 3-pin voltage reducer, or hell, even give us a pulse width modulated version of this fan, which, out of coincidence, they do make a pulse width modulated version of this fan. But this is still really nice to see because, again, it gives you a reason to use any Molex connectors that are attached to your power supply. Now, the design of the fans is kind of a love it or hate it affair. As you look over the frame of the fan, you see that they have this really unique hexagonal mesh texture on the outside of the frame. Now, you might think at first that that might be a little jarring visually on the inside of a case, but considering that when you mount these, it's largely going to be obscured, it's not really that big of a deal. And really, if you do have it as a rear-mounted case fan, it's really not that distracting. And if anything, it's kind of an endearing trait of these fans. The 140 millimeter fan also comes with additional hole spacing on the inside of the frame for 120 millimeter fan mounting in the event that you have something like a tower heat sink that requires smaller mounting holes but requires a 140 millimeter fan, or if you just want to be weird and mount a 140 millimeter fan and a 120 millimeter fan opening on your case, provided that it would even fit in the first place. Little strange, admittedly. I would have liked to see maybe the outside of the frame be removable or adjustable to accommodate that, but it's nice that they incorporated it into the fan design in the first place. The fans themselves are extremely lightweight. You might hold them at first and think that you're going to break them just as soon as you think about them wrong, but these really are quite durable for what they are. Just don't like manhandle the fans. Why you would ever manhandle a fan in the first place is beyond me. Just don't try and do anything stupid with them, basically. Now, probably the most interesting feature of these fans is if you flip them around and you look at the intake side of the fan, you'll notice that there are some clips on the interior of the frame. where the coloring is different. Now the reason for those clips is because this fan is actually a two-piece design that is designed in such a way that you can actually use a flathead screwdriver or other similar prying device carefully, I might add, and you can actually separate the outside of the frame from the inside of the frame. This is probably the single most important feature of this fan, in my opinion, because what this does for you is it enables you to not only swap out the different frame internals and externals from the different BitFenix fans that exist in their lineup, but it also makes it really easy for a case modder or a custom system builder of any kind to custom color the fans to make it match your system regardless of the color options that are out there. It also makes it easier to service the fan in the event that something happens, like say you get a say you go to use case screws to thread these into your case, and something gets cross-threaded, the fan frame cracks on you. You can replace just the outside of the frame in the event that the fan blades themselves are still in good shape. Or, if you really wanted to get janky with it, you could even still use the interior of the frame and use the LED openings on the internal part of the frame to just zip tie it to whatever it is trying to mount it to. I mean, this fan really is quite a flexible option for any system builder out there. And they come in a variety of sizes. They range from 120 millimeter on up to 140, 200, even 230 millimeter for those of you that have cases that use those ginormous fans like that. Now, what I will say is that it's unfortunate that the larger fan is actually louder than the 120 millimeter variant, but it's not by enough that it's really gonna make or break anything here. And I'll go ahead and let you guys listen to what these fans sound like, both at full speed and with the low noise adapters in place. So there you guys have it, the BitFenix Spectre Pro fans. Once again, this was the non-LED version. They do come in LED variants in both the solid white and in the sort of translucent black color. They're available on Newegg and Amazon. I really like these fans. I really want to use them in a build so that I can properly gauge the performance on them, since even though most of my PC problems are resolved right now, I still don't have a dedicated system that I can build with these to really push the performance on them and see how the drop in static pressure on these fans really truly impacts cooling performance on something like a heatsink or a radiator. But I want to hear what you guys think. What kind of build do you think that I should do with these fans? Hit me up in the comments below, do that thumbs up, thumbs down, share, subscribe thing like you do, how you do, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.